Nothing fires up the left more than abortion. It makes them angry and violent. I mean, you should see how my mother looks at me when the topic comes up. Last summer, a guy traveled across the country and wanted to assassinate a Supreme Court justice over it. Remember, Biden's attorney general just kind of shrugged his shoulders. That sends a signal. A few weeks ago, a professor in New York went crazy when some pro-life students handed out flyers. Happened over at Hunter College in Manhattan. Just a couple of kids had a little booth set up with some pro-life pamphlets. That's it, pamphlets. But when the crazy professor got wind of it, she started losing it, throwing things. Watch.
We're just educating people.
You're not educating. This is propaganda. What are you going to do, like anti-trans next? Is that what you're going to do next?
I mean, no, we're talking about abortion.
This is violent. You're triggering my students.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
No, you're not. Because you can't even have a baby. So you don't even know what that is. You don't even know what this is. Get the out of here, yo.
So the nutty professor you saw there is Shailene Rodriguez. She's an adjunct professor at the college and an artist, kind of like Hunter Biden's an artist. So what does the school think about her little tantrum? Well, after it happened, the school said they let her off with a warning. Maybe she had a bad day. I mean, you should see how I act when Johnny doesn't have my salad ready. But then a New York Post reporter showed up at her door just to ask her some questions, and she almost beheaded our reporter. Here's video from the New York Post, who's a sister company of the Fox News channel.
Away from my door. Get the away from my door.
Let's get out of here. You can't do that.
All right, so did you see the size of the knife? That was like Crocodile Dundee's knife. Machetes are illegal in New York, so that's one strike. Plus, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to threaten to slit a journalist's throat for asking questions. And guess what she did after the stun at her apartment? She chased him down the street with the machete. Thank God nobody put that lady in a chokehold. You could get life in jail for that. And can the New York Post catch a break here? I mean, first they censor us, then they try to chop our heads off. When Trump called reporters hacks, the New York Times said he was attacking freedom of the press. So what do you call that? Well, this is apparently where Hunter College has drawn the line. After they got word of the incident, they released this statement, quote, Hunter College strongly condemns the unacceptable actions of Shailene Rodriguez and has taken immediate action. Rodriguez has been relieved of her duties at Hunter College effective immediately and will not be returning to teach at the school. Now, as for Rodriguez, she hasn't said a word about any of it. Fox asked her for comment, haven't heard back. But we did find out that she's suing the NYPD for allegedly abusing her during the George Floyd protests. Oh, and another thing, the nutty professor calls herself a black Marxist. So there's that. Clay Travis is the founder of OutKick and co-host of the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton show. So our reporter almost got beheaded, and none of the rest of the media has said that freedom of the press is under attack.
Well, Jesse, when is this white supremacy going to end? I see attacks like this. We've got a white supremacist clearly right there with a machete trying to kill someone. I'm surprised Hunter College didn't condemn white supremacy in their statement as well when they decided to fire this woman. Look, I mean,
she is the black Marxist
and,
face of white supremacy.
That is exactly what it is, Jesse. And look, I want to make sure that I'm kind and considerate of everyone. Am I wrong? Or when she was destroying the pro-life table, did she assume that guy's gender? Oh. She said he couldn't have a baby. Oh. I mean, first of all, men can have babies. Men can evidently, women have penises now. I mean, we don't know the gender. For her to just presume his pronouns, I frankly find it unacceptable. So,
Clay, it's actually
pronoun assumption. Yeah. This is violent microaggression.
You can actually serve more prison time in New York for misgendering someone than you can for threatening to slit their throats. How would Clay Travis have handled that if you were showing up with your little microphone outside that woman's door and she throws that blade next to your gullet? Do you have some sort of jujitsu move you pull there?
I mean, what are the odds that you get a machete pulled on you anywhere? I love the Crocodile Dundee reference you had because how many machetes are there in New York? I think, I hope that it was not like super sharp. Remember back in the day when people used to show off, like ninjas, how sharp their swords were. They'd throw like a piece of paper in the air, and then the sword would slice it in half. I mean, like, it doesn't take much to put pressure on a jugular there. I think I probably would have been totally frozen like that reporter was, who definitely didn't expect for that to happen. And then to get chased, this woman is crazy, which means she probably fit in perfectly well in the ivory tower at the university.
Yeah, you know, as the white guy, you probably should have just let your throat be slit. That's really what the move is there. Don't threaten the woman with the machete.
accurate.
Right. You don't want any more aggression. Clay, thank you very much. We're going to send you to ask someone questions next time.
Hey, tell your mom I hope she'll handle your abortion opinions better. That legitimately made me laugh.
Well,
when
listen,
you were
if
describing that earlier.
I might get an abortion, and the worst thing about it is going to be telling my mother. Because, all right, you know what? I got to go.
Hey, men have abortions all the time now, according to Democrats. That's going to be a tough conversation. Good luck.
It is. It is. Clay, thank you very much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.